from the capital of the Lone Star State. Welcome back to the Elephant Herd.
That's right. Welcome back, everyone, to the Elephant Herd, the official podcast of the Republican Party of Texas. I am James Wasolik, the Communications Director for the Republican Party, and I am joined today by Jill Glover, our good friend, the the Legislative Priorities Chair for the Republican Party of Texas. Glad to have you in the studio with us today. Thanks for stopping by.
Hi, James. So glad to be here.
So we're going to go over today how folks can take advantage of the resources we have available on our website, through the Legislative Priorities reports, through the information that you're putting out. As we're getting deeper and deeper into session, these are going to be very timely resources and updates, and folks need to know how they can find out what's going on at the Capitol.
That's exactly right, James. And our committee has put together some great resources on texasgop.org, and I would love to walk you through some of them.
Absolutely. So we've got some fancy technology here. We can pull up our website. So go ahead and walk me through how this is going to work.
You bet. So if you pull up the menu.
Yep. So we're on the desktop site there. The menu's right across the top. Let me show you all what it looks like on mobile. There we go. Mobile, you'll just have to click on the menu bar.
Awesome. And if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see hashtag TXLEGE.
I got it right here.
Toward the bottom. Great. And we have got several different resources there, but I want to really walk you through my last legislative priority report. So if you would click on LP report.
Okay. There we go. And I see we've got one here from February 2nd.
That's right. So go ahead and click on read more. And that pulls up the report. And let's just go ahead and scroll down, and you will see some links in red. And the first one says, what do you see there?
The first one I've got is our GOP priorities, but it looks like my screen has frozen. So let's try this on the other view. Everything's going to be the same here for folks following along at home. It's just the menu item is a little different on the mobile side of it. So from the desktop, it's right here at the top. You don't have to scroll down, but we'll do it at the same place here.
Okay.
There we go. Now I can scroll back down. All right, so I've got our priorities linked in here. Anything red, folks, is linked, so we can look at what our total priorities are. We've got the approved bill list listed on this one.
Right. So if you click on GOP priorities, it brings up the legislative priorities for the 88th session. And you can see each one of the priorities. There they are. And the very first one is protect our elections. And you will see at the bottom of the priority language, there is a subcommittee chair, and then the chairman of that committee's name is listed in red. If you click on that, that goes to an email. If you would like to ask that committee chairman a question, you can email him or her by clicking on those
And we've
names.
got that in for all 8 priorities there. You can just click on the subcommittee chair, and it should open up an email window, and
that's exactly
off you
right.
go.
Yep. Let's go back to my priority report and keep scrolling down a little bit. The next link in red you will see is approved bill list. And let's click on that. One of the duties of the Legislative Priorities Committee is to approve bills that match our legislative priority language. And this is an ongoing task until the end of bill filing the deadline, which is March 10th. And after we have gone through all those filed bills in both the House and the Senate, then we'll have a complete list. But right now, this is a work in progress. But so far, and you can see there under election integrity, we've got quite a few bills filed, and those are hyperlinks. So, for example, if you want to look up HB 39 filed by Representative Murr, you can click on that, and it will take you to Texas Legislature Online, which has the bill.
Yeah. So let me pull up this for just a second, because I know we've got this big scary warning here on our website. All this says is you're going to a website outside of the Texas GOP. So we're not going to link to anything crazy, but you can go ahead and click the green button here at the bottom. I'll just do it real quick for this bill, and this takes us to what we call TLO. It's
That's
the Texas
correct.
Legislature Online. So here's the bill. You can see a bunch of information about it. If I click on the little text tab there, I can read the text of the bill. And we're going to have more information coming up, folks, on how to use TLO even more effectively. But this is just a quick way for you to get to the bill, find more information, read it for yourself.
That's right. That's right. So let's go back to the legislative priority report, and let's keep scrolling down. I refer to a couple of bills that have been filed by some of our representatives that are particularly good. But let's keep scrolling on down. And speaking of Texas Legislature Online, there is a link to that, because I want to show you a real neat trick to see what bills your representative or senator have filed. So let's go back. Click on that green button again, which will take you to TLO. And let's look at that middle column where it says search legislation. So it defaults to the 88th session, which is the one that we are currently in now. It defaults to word phrase, but there is a white search box. And let's type in the name of a representative in that search box. So let's look up, let's see, I think in my report, I talk about Representative Patterson's bills. So let's put Patterson in the search bar and click go.
So we got I got 31 matches here, it tells me. So these are...
That's right. He has filed a lot of bills. So you can scroll down and look at all of those bills. And I particularly would encourage people to see what bills that have been filed that match our legislative priorities. So we do know that Representative Patterson has filed one really good bill that I talk about in the report for the library book situation. And I believe that... Do you see that one on there, James?
Let's come back and see here.
I forget the bill number.
1655, and it's linked right there in the report as well.
That's right, 1655. So if you want to read that bill, you can do that and click on the link. But that is a quick, easy way to see what your representative or senator has filed so far. So let's go back to the legislative priority report.
And let's just note here as well, bill filing can continue to happen until March 10th.
That's
so
correct.
If you don't see a good bill yet, don't freak out. Talk to them.
That's right.
Encourage them to get on it. If there's another approved bill on the legislative priorities bill list that they're not a part of, even after March 10th, they can sign on as a co-author.
They sure can.
So there's a couple different ways that you can get your member involved besides them filing a bill themselves.
That's exactly right. And that is exactly what, if you scroll down on the legislative priority report, you will see action steps.
Here at the bottom.
Yes. And so the action steps that I have listed there are exactly what you just described. Please call or email your rep or senator and encourage them to file one of our bills or to co-author someone else's bill that matches our priority language. And we know that quite a few of them are doing that now. So we are really, really pleased with the activity that we're seeing with bills for our legislative priorities. So, and I just do want to, if you'll scroll back up to that last paragraph, there is a link to, if you don't know who your representative or your senator is, there's a link to find out who represents you. And then there's also a sample email. Maybe you've never written a letter to your representative. Well, I give a little template and you can personalize that, but that is on our website as well. So we have great resources and we really encourage everyone to take advantage of those.
Yes, and this sample email template as well is available through the menu items. If you lose this most recent LP report and you want to come back and find it, it's right here, the sample email template. Easy to get to, or if you just want to bookmark it, you can do it that way.
That's right.
And then who represents you here takes us actually back to a state-owned resource in the Capitol, and it's a real simple thing. You just punch in your address, and off it goes. It'll tell you who represents you there, and that way you know exactly who to reach out to and who to talk to.
That's exactly right. And then now that you know how to find these resources, please share this with other Republicans. The more that you engage with your representative and your senator, the better policies that we will get this legislative session and the better government we have.
Absolutely. So you feel free to share this video. If you're listening just to the audio on Spotify, where our podcast is now available, you can share it this way, share it that way as well, share it on social media. If you've gone through this, you now know how to do it. Tell a friend. It's the best part about the session is getting involved and making sure that good legislative policy is advanced.
That's exactly right. Thank you,
Excellent.
James.
Thank you for being here, Joe. We appreciate it. And I'm sure we will be talking much more as session goes on.
That's right.